So the Bitcoin rumour mill is well underway with a potential spot Bitcoin ETF being approved as early as later today. Now, there is so much to dig into. Will we see the spot ETF lead to all of the crypto or Bitcoin on the market being gobbled up? We're going to dig into everything you need to be aware of when it comes to crypto and the Bitcoin ETF. Let's do it. So let's start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is up 0.79% at the time of recording. Now stands at a whopping $1.66 trillion. Quite remarkable. Bitcoin at 43,955.04, up 1.071% in the past 24 hours. And Ethereum at 2,249.80, up 0.73%. It's a really interesting market right now, but let's sort of dig into what's happened. Obviously, we had the big pullback, 7.5%+ on Bitcoin, over 20%, 25%, 30% on some altcoins. A great buying opportunity. If you were in our Discord, you would have seen, or if you're one of our members, you would have seen all the buy alerts. Nick, myself, JB, all making purchases of different crypto assets. I think I made it public that I purchased some World Mobile, but I did purchase a lot more, and they weren't the smallest purchases I've made in this bear market, bull market scenario that we find ourselves in. But, we always talk about trading carefully in the space, particularly around big events like what we're experiencing with the Bitcoin ETF, because FUD or, fake news or real news can really move the market in a different way to perhaps you were expecting, or, indicators would have you believe. And we saw this over $700 million liquidated off the back of reports that the SEC might actually reject the spot Bitcoin ETF. Look, this stuff is alarming to see happen, but we need to be aware that you have to have good risk management when it comes to trading. So make sure that you do that. If you want to find out more, jump in our Discord and ask questions. We got rumor mill goes into overdrive for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval, and that's supposed to be happening today. Now, I'm led to believe that actually it's going to be the 10th of January that we get, an update. And my thoughts are that some of these Bitcoin spot ETFs have an opportunity to do their final amendments and stuff for submission before the deadline. So I don't think it's going to happen today. This video will go out and, we'll either know that it hasn't happened. Obviously, it hasn't happened whilst I'm recording this video, but we'll know by the time it potentially goes out that, it's nonsense. Or it isn't nonsense. I think it's nonsense, but, we'll find out, right? Heard sources extremely close to the matter that the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be approved by the SEC for multiple firm applications. This was, again, just not indicating a date, but talking about it. Then we've got 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 crypto Bitcoin ETF tomorrow. I just don't think that that's going to be happening, to be honest. And then just some comments that, they've got to submit their final amendments, as I mentioned earlier. So really interesting article, but ultimately I don't think that it's going to be approved today. Earliest for me is the 10th, and this is what rumors are all about. It is about people predicting things. It's about trying to be the first, not the last, to report it, and sometimes that has big impacts on liquidations and so on. We got spot Bitcoin ETF capital. Could funds potentially buy up all BTC in circulation? So this again is just really, really interesting. Agree on the stimulating of advisors' love/trust of ETFs, as well as sheer size of advisor I guess companies and stuff like that. Here's a chart we use to try and explain this. Hard to get data is something that doesn't really get circulated that much. But like you got your private banks at an 8 here. This is where money is. Then you got your direct retail 12, and then you've got your assets, trillions of dollars, 30 financial advisors, and this is where the bulk of the money comes from. I think this is a real good illustration. Will we see, I guess, a drive upwards in, I guess, purchasing Bitcoin? Is there going to be more people wanting to buy it than there is to sell it? The stuff that Nick always kind of talks about, the demand for an asset and how much is there, the supply, the demand, and what that's going to do for the price of Bitcoin. I do think that we are going to hit over $100,000 for Bitcoin. I do think that there's some great buying opportunities with a potential Fed pivot, but we are going into the unknown. So I think anybody that makes any Bitcoin price prediction can be forgiven for getting it wrong, because I don't think we're going to be in a position where we've seen what we're seeing actually happen historically. So look, historically, when we get a Fed pivot, you get the crash that follows, and that crash is normally for stocks. 100% accuracy on this indicator, but and I guess crypto is the same, right? Crypto and stocks are correlated regardless of what people tell you. So we expect that based on historic trends, 100% accuracy on an indicator. But that's no guarantee, because we've got the spot ETF potential approval. So it all depends on timing. And I think that we'll get the approval. I think it'd be slow to see money drive into Bitcoin. And we will follow that with a Fed pivot. And that Fed pivot will be early enough in 2024 that the halving coincides with the bull market and the move to the upside. So it's kind of how I see the market playing out. You can let me know your thoughts and opinions. I think that's the best way I can articulate it. Celsius to unstake thousands of ETH, possible easing ETH selling pressure. Not so sure it's going to. I think we're going to see an increase in ETH sell pressure, to be honest. Coinbase requires UK users to fill out risk acknowledgement form in light of the FCA regulations. This, I got asked an awful lot of questions about this. They're not the only ones doing this. It's a questionnaire to make sure that you understand that it's risky. It's really just about Coinbase protecting their interests and covering their asses or their backs, as well as other institutions doing it. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of this. One to be aware of, but one to obviously get over the line. And then we got Cardano whales going on buying spree, $14 million worth of ADA added by whales. Again, really, really positive stuff. Expect big things for Cardano. Go check out our other videos. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Mash up the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.